We created a race team full of Toyota MR2's. A few months ago, us at J-Spec, along with 4 fantastic race car drivers, decided we should create a team to compete against over 300 drivers in a Birkett 6-hour relay endurance race at Formula 1 circuit, Silverstone. This is a relay race that involves 3 to 6 drivers in a team working to achieve the most amount of laps within 6 hours, but with a few rules set in place. We could only have 1 car on track at a time, but you can switch drivers when the first driver comes back into the pits. The Birkett 6-hour relay comprises of multiple different vehicle classes competing for 2 main trophies. First is the scratch race, this being the most amount of laps achieved within the 6 hours. And secondly, the handicap race, being your number of laps included with a given handicap laps. For example, we were given 26. But what classes are in this race? Classes are split into 4 main categories. The class we are competing in is Class A. This allows up to 2 litre of engine displacement only on road and sport tyres. Class B is very similar, but for anything over 2 litre displacement, again on road or sport tyres. And lastly, Class C and D are for cars up to and over 2 litres on racing slick tyres. Usually this involves track-built cars or open-wheel cars. So how did we compete against such a massive array of different cars? With a team of 4 extremely skilled drivers in some MR2's. The MK3 MR2, also known as the MRS, is a great choice on track due to its mid-mounted 1.8 litre 1ZZW30 engine producing over 140 horsepower, and it only has to push about 970 kilograms. This makes it very nimble in the corners with its unique weight distribution and power to weight ratio. Within regulations, we are allowed a few modifications such as freer flowing exhaust, stripped out interior and some BC Racing coilovers. Sounds like a recipe for success, but a car is only as good as its driver. So who do we have piloting these midship race machines? Our team consisted of 4 drivers: Andrew, Aaron, Jeff and Richard. First, we have Andrew in his MR2. Putting things off on the right foot. The night before the race we were struggling to get Andrew's MR2 to even start. Thankfully it was just the crank sensor, which is pretty easy to replace for our main man Amrit. Thankfully he still had his old one, so we swapped that straight in and he was ready to go. Andrew came out blisteringly quick, achieving a 2:39.8 in only the 6th lap. But 15 laps in, something wasn't quite right. Andrew was eventually recovered back into the pits while we tried to figure out what the issue was. Thankfully, Aaron was rearing to go and launched as soon as he found out Andrew was broken down. Now, the MK2 MR2 has the brilliant 2 litre naturally aspirated 3SGE mounted in the rear of the car, producing 175 horsepower from its 3rd division, making it quick and especially nimble in the corners. But some of you may be asking why we never went with the turbo version of the MR2. This is due to the race regulations having a 1.7 times multiplier in turbo cars. That would put our MK2 well above the 2 litre Class A that our MK3's are in. That said, Aaron knows exactly how to use the SW20 to its full potential. Even though the MK2 is a bit heavier than the MK3, Aaron achieved some great lap times, with his best being at 2:43.2 on lap 76. Next driver was Jeff with his lovely MK3 MR2, keeping up great pace with the competition right out the gate with a best lap of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. On a side note, we asked Jeff why he decided to put a cow print lever on his car, and he says because it likes to eat grass. And for our 4th and final driver, we have Richard. He's had lots of experience racing his MR2 and made some great lap times, with his best being a 2 minutes 45.7. Throughout our drivers making great time on track, it took us hours to diagnose exactly what was wrong with Andrew's car. It turned out to be the fuel pump was not given the correct pressure. It was a long day, but thanks to our amazing teamwork, all our cars made it to the end of the race. In the scratch race, we achieved a final lap count of 122 for a position of 54th overall. And in the handicap race, with a 26 lap credit, we achieved 43rd position. And that's how we at J-Spec competed in the Birkett 6-hour relay. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to see more of what we have in store.